Come on.
It'll work.
Welcome back, everybody, to Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, as we are finally doing the long-anticipated Ranker 79 Top 80s Metal Songs Bracket Part 1. We were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago, but due to fucking wrestling, it didn't happen. Every freaking time wrestling fucks up my show. Damn it, Andrew. But I'm sure, Harley wanted to watch it too, I'm sure. So she would just be watching on her phone like usual. But
in our defense, it was an important night.
Was it AEW or WWE or what was it?
WWE. John Cena turned heel.
For the first time in 25 years. I'm for it. I'm for it. He's now an official rock bottom. He's a rock bottom.
I was doing the Mod Squad, but had it on my phone on my iPad, watching it as I'm doing it.
We saw Queen of the Ring last week, but we didn't see any live wrestling.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I want to see that movie.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
If you're wrestling, Jim Cornette's in it. I know you guys know who Jim Cornette is.
Oh, absolutely. I actually listen to him to go to sleep at night. Him screaming about pro wrestling is actually kind of calming to me.
I get it. I get it. He's got a particular set of skills, I guess.
Folks, tonight we are only tackling 48 out of 79 songs, which means there's a 31 song bracket in 2 weeks to finish it off. But let me tell you, for being a lot of the bottom ranked songs, this is not a bad playlist at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what songs face each other in 2 weeks at the grand finale matchup. It's going to be really interesting. But the order you see on my screen is the order they're going in, and it's his bracket choice. So Andrew gets to start it off tonight. And as soon as you fucking won that wheel, I was like, it's going to be 80s metal. It's going to be 80s metal. And I was not wrong.
What else was I going to pick?
90s? I actually don't think there is a 90s metal.
I like the 90s.
2000s?
90s metal.
I got to tell you, when you said 80s metal, at first I wasn't that into it, but then when I looked at the playlist, I was like, okay,
having lived through the 80s, he didn't really love.
When I saw the track list, I was like, yeah, we can do this. We can do this.
Because you hear 80s metal, you think it's to be real headbanging shit, but I'm like, no. Then after a while thinking about it, I'm like, no, that's not till the 90s, really. I'm like, 80s metal was just basically really hard rock. That's all it really was. So
yeah,
but they considered it metal.
We had our thrash metal too. We had death metal.
There's a few tracks on this that Chancey would be proud of.
Most importantly, we had White Lion.
Who is not on this playlist?
That's
Hey, Drew, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Ugh.
Yeah,
So
I'm an 84 baby.
I turned 40 this year.
Wow.
I'm the baby.
I'm 58.
So it's 9 o'clock stuff is it's 9 o'clock stuff is that's stretching our boundaries.
You youngins is staying up too late for us oldies.
I know. I'm gonna work on that and try to make it earlier on the Saturdays we do. I'm gonna try.
It's fine. We stay up. I stay up until 2 a.m. anyway. Sometimes I don't sleep at all.
All right.
Well, that means Andrew, you get to start.
We can't go before 9 because I do another podcast right before this.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
We might be able to do like a 5 or 6 thing. I'll figure something out maybe because I think this time is also affecting me not being able to get a lot of other guests as well. That's the problem. So I mean, I think it might be better for everybody, honestly, because then don't
just do it for us. where
people like Glenn and Shay could come
Well,
on
when
there
tax season's over with, I could do it earlier.
yeah, true. Well, soon enough. But as I was saying, Andrew, you're starting off the first matchup, and it is the lowest ranked song in this whole bracket. Number 79 ranked "Lonely Is the Word" by Black Sabbath from 1980, going against number 40 ranked "The Mob Rules" by Heaven and Hell from 1981.
By heaven, that's Black Sabbath. It was even released under Black Sabbath. That Heaven and Hell thing, that wasn't until the mid to late 2000s. But I gotta go Mob Rules on that one.
And I was thinking, I'm like, isn't Heaven and Hell like a Sabbath cover band or something like that?
It was a cover band comprised of all the members that actually played on those Black Sabbath albums.
Oh.
It was just something to do with the rights where Ozzy kind of stole the name. Ozzy appears on just a small fraction of Black Sabbath albums, but somehow they catered to him.
The most known ones, but yes. And
ouch.
Harley, you want to go? Harley, you want to go "Lonely Is the Word" or "The Mob Rules"?
Mob Rules. That's my.
Oh.
Yeah,
we got a yeet in 80s metal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I like both these songs, but I gotta go. I'll go with "Lonely Is the Word" because I like both these songs and I want to keep it going for interesting for at least a minute more. And "Lonely Is the Word" is a good song. I like the guitar in it a lot. So, but Lisa, is it Sabbath or Heaven and Hell?
Lonely Is the Word.
And Phil, that means you're the tiebreaker in the first matchup.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I revisited "Lonely Is the Word" today, getting ready for this, and that song, I think it really kicks ass. I mean, I love Dio. I love the Dios all over this.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Black Sabbath with Dio and with Ozzy. But I ended up going with "Lonely Is the Word," edging out Mob Rules. So,
ooh.
Just barely.
Yeah. I could have made that go different way, Andrew, but I didn't want to. But Harley, you could start the next matchup, and I think this is going to be a fucking landslide, but we'll see. It's number 78 ranked, "Thrashard" by the Dirty Rotten Imbeciles from 1989, and it's going against number 39 ranked "Some Heads Are Gonna Roll" by Judas Priest from 1984.
Some Heads Are Gonna Roll by Judas Priest.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Thrashard was okay, but it's too much into that 90s metal style. Like, it's 89. It's on the verge of that 90s metal style. And I've heard of Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, but not they don't get talked about often in the world I am in. So, but I gotta go the Priest as well. But of course, Lisa, which way you want to go?
Heads Are Gonna Roll.
Which means Priest does already seal their first song into this round two. There's plenty more to talk about. But Phil, which way are you going to go?
Well, I love Judas Priest. But Thrasher I was not familiar with, but I really like it. I'm just going to throw one towards Thrasher, even though I know it's not going anywhere. I really liked it when I heard that.
Man, I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good, but it's not Judas Priest. Some Heads Are Going to Roll any day of the week. And as if I need to ask, Judas Priest, which way are you going?
That's a toughie. DRI is fun, but have we mentioned that Judas Priest is Judas fucking Priest?
Mm-hmm.
Priest wins.
Yeah, his name kind of gives it's a tell. That he's
oh god, yeah. There's a reason he picked 80s metal, and Judas Priest is that reason. But ooh, okay. Fuck. Oh, no, I gotta start this one off. God, fucking damn it. Well, actually, okay. Might be actually, that's gonna be somewhat simple for me. But It's number 7. Two of my favorite bands. It's number 77 ranked. "Cities on Flame" by Blue Oyster Cult from 1975. And I don't know why that was in here if it's a 75 song. I couldn't figure that out. Like, but when I looked it up, it's like, oh, it came out 75. I'm like, then why is it in the 80s metal bracket list? Like, what the fuck? But I couldn't figure that out. But it's going against "Running Free" by Iron Maiden from 1980. And out of all the Iron Maiden songs in this first part alone, "Running Free" is one of my goddamn favorite. It's classic, and the live version is better. There's a few main songs in this, but the live version is so much better. But I gotta go with "Running Free." I mean, I love "Cities on Flame," but it's also kind of simple BOC. It's not good BOC, so I gotta go with "Running Free." But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Blue Oyster Cult beat out "Running Free" when we did the listen.
It's classic. I'm not gonna lie, but
And I'm not metal fan, so a lot of my choices are, yeah. I'm not typically a metal fan. Sorry, Drew.
Stunning.
I really wouldn't count either of these as really metal, even. But that's me. But which way do you want to go, Drew? Phil. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was surprised to see any Blue Oyster Cult on this list, to be honest with you. But I do like Blue Oyster Cult, but I always considered it more of a hard rock band than really a metal band. But Iron Maiden's definitely a metal band, and I'm like hot and cold on Iron Maiden usually. I mean, I love like Flight of Icarus and Run to the Hills. I love those songs, but there are a lot of shit I'm not really that fond of. This one I thought was interesting because it was bluesy. It's kind of a bluesy song for Iron Maiden. I liked it, so I'm going to go with Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I mean, it is bluesy. It gets more metal when it's live. It gets a little more metal when it's live because it's got the audience singing the fucking chorus back to them. But Phil, which way do you want to go?
I went with the Iron Maiden.
And I did not see that coming. But Drew, which way you want to go?
Yeah, I do love BOC, but they really have no business being on a metal playlist. I'm not sure where the hell that one came from, so I have to go Iron Maiden for that alone. But I mean, Running Free is just a great song anyway. You know, Priest is one of those bands where weirdly I actually like the 90s material more than anything else they've done. But
I know
Running Free is just a fantastic song no matter which singer is doing it.
I'm not a big Priest fan. I never can get into them too much. 84, that's the only album I ever really liked of theirs. But that's another song maybe. But it's just what it is, dude. There's a lot of bands I can't get into. Ask Chancey. Fucking 90s rock mystifies me. But Harley, which way do you want to go?
What were the options?
"Cities on Flame" or "Running Free"?
BOC or Iron Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the 70s song is taken out here. Thank God. Oh, this next matchup though, I'm so glad I'm not starting it because I am so conflicted with this one. But Lisa, it's number 76 ranked, which is way too low. But it's number 76 ranked, "Zero the Hero" by Black Sabbath, featuring Ann Gillan from 83. And it's going against number 37 ranked, "Killers" by Iron Maiden. I know, right, Drew?
Hold on.
That's a tough one right there. I'm glad I don't have to start.
Yeah, that is a tough one because they're tied for me. Okay. You know what? I'm going with Black Sabbath. Zero the Hero. Or Zero the Hero. It's kind of got like a John Carpenter feel.
Yeah. I put in the notes the John Carpenter kind of.
Yeah, that was Philip's note. I tried to sound like I knew something.
Kind of, it has great riffs and everything. Just like I liked Ian Gillan in that lineup. I thought that was, it wasn't Ozzy, of course, but or Dio, but I liked him in Deep Purple too. So I'm going to go with Zero to Hero. I remember that the album cover was that really disgusting album cover of the Satanic Child. It's being,
okay.
really,
sure.
So I got that as soon as the week it came out. I know I bought that album and I played this all summer long or whatever.
Do we have that still? Probably not. No.
And Drew, now it's now your time. Is Black Sabbath going to win, or is Iron Maiden getting a redemption here?
I've been kind of mulling it over, and honestly, I think I'm going to give Sabbath the early win on this one. It's just it's a tough song to beat. You got that like funeral bell kind of bass sound, that bow bow, like that was just perfect. Those Ian Gillan vocals. Holy shit. Excellent song. It's a shame they only did one album with him.
And what's funny is because of that winning, we now have a chance for a Sabbath versus Sabbath matchup in the quarterfinals. But it has to get through 2 other songs first. But Harley, which way you want to go? Sabbath or Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, not that it matters. And honestly, on this one, it's not my favorite Iron Maiden song. It's really just not. I like it, but it's not one of the ones I will not skip. If I was listening to this on random and that came up, I'd be like, it has to be a mood to listen to it. Zero the Hero, I never even heard to this bracket, and I love the fucking chorus. It's fucking so amazing. So I would have gone for Zero the Hero regardless of who was coming down to me. But the next matchup, Chancey may hate me. Chancey may hate me when he hears this sometime in the future. But Phil starts us out. It's number 75 ranked Zombie Ritual by Death from 87, going against number 36 ranked Where Eagles Dare by Iron Maiden from 83.
Well, I didn't think much of Death or Zombie Ritual. Isn't that like a monster type vocal?
It's Death is very 90s metal. I'm surprised it was on this even, honestly. I didn't think they were in the 80s, but 89 close enough.
Yeah, they had a few albums in the 80s.
And I mean, this is the album that Chancey brought on our show at one point. Like Scream Bloody Gore was an album Chancey brought on at one point. I think it was my second Death album I had to listen to in the show. But
well, I mean, they couldn't have beat hardly any other song on this list. So what was it? But I forget what the other one was again. Iron Maiden.
Where Eagles Dare.
Where Eagles Dare. Yeah, I'll take that.
And Drew.
I think I'm going to give it to Death on this one. I love Where Eagles Dare. It's a great Iron Maiden tune. I actually think Bruce Dickinson sounds great on that. And I'm not really a big Bruce Dickinson fan, but
how dare you?
It's Death.
I'll get to it in a minute.
What do you say to that?
Harley, which way you want to go?
Iron Maiden.
See,
I tried, Chuck.
I could go either way on this, honestly, because Where Eagles Dare is an amazing Maiden song. It's almost like a extended version of Flight of Icarus in a way. And I love when he actually hits that Where Eagles Dare, like that fucking note is amazing. So I mean, I see what you're talking about with the vocals on that. But Zombie Ritual by Death I know it's one of Chancey's favorite songs by Death, and I can dig it because I like Death to some degree. So I got to go with Zombie Ritual.
There's a drink on the table too, hon. Excuse me.
I got to go with Zombie Ritual just to keep it interesting and to give Lisa the tiebreaker. So Lisa, is it Zombie Ritual or Where Eagles Dare?
I'm going to fly with the Eagles, baby.
And the second Maiden song hits into the second round, but they will not have a chance of facing each other to the semifinals, and I don't know if that's going to happen. Actually, okay. There's 2 more Maiden songs on this side, so there's a lot of chances of Maiden. It could be all Maiden. Amazing that they didn't face each other in the first. They didn't face each other in the first round. In the first round at all. That's just the funny thing is they didn't face each other in the first round at all. But at least on this side. But the next matchup gets started off by Drew, and it's number 74 ranked, "Falling Off the Edge of the World" by Black Sabbath from 81, going against number 35 ranked, "Shake Me" by Cinderella from 86.
Black fucking Sabbath, easily. "Falling Off the Edge of the World" is one of those criminally underrated tunes. Even people who are like Dio era Sabbath fans, like they tend to just kind of neglect to mention that one. Fantastic. That I want to say it was Mob Rules that one was on offhand. I don't have it in front of me. But that one was one of my favorite Sabbath tunes growing up.
And Harley, is it Sabbath or Cinderella?
Cinderella.
See, this is not my favorite Maiden song by any fucking means. Or not Maiden, a Sabbath song. It's not my favorite Sabbath song by any fucking means. But Cinderella would have had my vote in a fucking hot second if the chorus of that song wasn't so fucking corny. Shake it, don't break it, honey. Like fucking so corny. So yeah, I gotta go with freaking Sabbath because "Falling Off the Edge of the World" is actually a good song. I mean, it's just not my favorite Sabbath song by any. It's not even in the top 20. I'm pretty sure. But
oh no, that one's one of my favorites, and I'm like Sabbath across the board, all singers except Ozzy.
My top 10 is all Ozzy. So
we gotta get you more Sabbath.
I've heard most Sabbath. It's just I prefer Electric Pigs. War Pigs, Electric Funeral like era. But
no, that Tony Martin era, that's where it's at.
But Lisa, is it Cinderella or Black Sabbath?
You know what? I'm going to go with Sabbath on this one. Actually, on our list, Cinderella won, but only by like half a point. But I'm going with Sabbath. Loyalty, baby, loyalty. Mm-hmm.
Which means Sabbath does move on again into the second round, but I swear to God, the second round this time is going to be all Maiden and Sabbath. But Phil, which way would you have gone? "Falling Off the Edge of the World" or "Shake Me"?
Sabbath.
Yeah, so Sabbath wins 4-1, which I saw coming. But
I'll save my comments about Cinderella for another time.
I already made fun of the simple courses. But yeah, that means that Harley gets to start off this one, and this is a tough one. Well, kind of. It's number 73 ranked, "Drifter" by Iron Maiden from 81, going against number 34 ranked, "Don't Talk to Strangers" by Dio from 83.
Still.
Yeah, I don't love him, but I like Ryan James Dio to some degree. A lot of his songs are fucking amazing. "Don't Talk to Strangers" seemed like more like a PSA than a fucking song. So I have to give it to "Drifter" because it's a classic Iron Maiden song and I fucking love it. So I gotta go with "Drifter" because it's fucking Maiden over "Don't Talk to Strangers." Like, okay, thank you, Smokey the Bear. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I gotta stick with Dio's voice. Mm-hmm.
See, the problem with Dio is the first time I ever really actually even heard of Dio was on South Park when he came out in Aspen to play a concert. And they literally wheeled him out in like a fucking wheelchair and he stood up and he was old as shit. And that's the first time I ever saw Dio. So that's my image of him to the end time. But so yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. I don't understand why so many women loved him. He's not that good looking of a man. But
no, he's short too. He's almost a little person.
He's like
short.
He's an elf.
Yeah,
you might say. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so is Richard. So is
elf.
It's the voice.
You know, I'm 4'11", so I take offense to that. Thank you very much.
I just men, not women. Women are adorable. I have two nieces who are one's 4'10" and one's 4'11", and they're powerful, intelligent women. They're just amazing people. I'm just saying, Dio is, women don't tend towards. Let me put it this way: do you like short guys? Harley?
I mean, not particularly.
Well, considering I'm short, I don't want a guy shorter than me. So, yeah, no.
Exactly.
I don't have any popcorn for this fight, but Dots, anyone?
I mean,
I love Dots. Do you like Juji fruit? Have you had Juji fruit?
Oh, no. Nasty. Juji fruit's fucking nasty shit.
I can't eat anything sweet. Those would make me vomit.
Yep. I hate Dots too. I hate.
I love them because your teeth stick to them.
That's why I hate them.
That feeling when you pull and your teeth.
I've been on a strict diet for a while, so this is like my cheat weekend.
Right.
I mean, and I'll put it this way: Richard Gere is short as shit. They put him on fucking like raised stages in every movie he's in, and Danny Filth, the Cradle of Filth, is one of the shortest freaking lead singers ever, and he still is the most powerful man in metal. So.
Oh yeah, that powerful voice is amazing. Yeah. And then let's not forget. Prince. No one in his band was allowed to be taller than him.
I can believe it. I actually just made. Speaking of the wheel next week, there's going to be a lot more options for whoever wins the wheel. Unfortunately, Drew can't win it, but somebody else can win it. Somebody else can win it. Then there's going to be a lot more choices for brackets because I started doing artist brackets. So, including a 500 song Elvis bracket and a 500 song Prince bracket.
500.
I assume there's a Nelson bracket in there somewhere.
You have to be diving into his Christian albums, I imagine, for that.
Well, yeah, Elvis's whole Christian albums is in that 500 songs, but that's a lot. That's not many compared to the rest of the songs. So, yeah, I'll deal with the Christian Elvis. That's what my grandmother listened to a lot anyway. But yeah, who the fuck did I leave off? Oh, wait a minute. So yeah,
I don't even remember what we were on.
Phil, is it Drifter or Don't Talk to Strangers?
Well, Drifter's one of his maiden songs that I'm more cold on. So while it's not my favorite Dio song, Don't Talk to Strangers is what I'm going with.
And somehow Dio beats Maiden to get into the second round, actually. Not with that song, at least. But, Drew, which way would you have gone?
Dio, easily.
That song's so horrible, though. It's a fucking PSA. It's all it is.
I don't like Drifter, though.
Dio could sing his own book.
It's not the fucking top Maiden. It's not top Maiden. That's for fucking. I mean, it's not even top like 30. Actually, top 50 Maiden. I don't think, but it's still Maiden. So I mean, to me, that's just what it is. But that means we are on the last matchup in the upper side of this half, and it's going to get started off by me. And this is easy. It's number 72 ranked AIR Air by Anthrax from 85, going against number 33 ranked Wrathchild by Iron Maiden from 81.
Ooh.
And I mean, this is I'm not an Anthrax fan except for when they did Public Enemy and Anthrax, but I love fucking Wrathchild. It's one of those ones that's better fucking live, but it's just. My friend in college, he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I had this friend in high school who used to every time Wrathchild would come on, he was fat, so he'd be like, I'm a fat child, yeah." But I'm like, I could have done that. But yeah, it's fucking Wrathchild all day. Wrathchild is fucking incredible. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
What's the other one? Anthrax. Oh,
Air by Anthrax.
Okay. Yeah, Iron Maiden.
And Phil?
Definitely.
Well, I'm not high on Wrathchild either, but I did like the Anthrax song, Air.
Yeah, I'm not a big Anthrax fan. I can't get into them. Like I've tried so many times, I just can't get into them.
I'm not going to tell you I'm a big fan or anything, but I do like that song.
And which way you want to go, Drew?
This is one of those tougher ones, and I do absolutely love Wrathchild. And it feels wrong to vote against it. But it's fucking Anthrax. I'm a huge Anthrax guy. They were like the soundtrack to my senior year.
I wouldn't be saying you're huge. I wouldn't be saying you're a huge Anthrax guy. You're going to get the fucking on the watch list somewhere. But
believe me, I was already on the watch list for that because I became a fan of them probably about a year before 9/11 happened. That was when all the mail scares went out.
Yep, I remember those days. But
what was
Harley,
they did with Run DMC? Bring the Noise.
Yeah, Bring the Noise. Bring the noise. Yeah. Enemy. No, it was Public. It was Public Enemy, not Run DMC.
Okay.
Run DMC did it with Aerosmith. Walk This Way.
That's right.
But because I saw Public Enemy and Anthrax on VH1 on like some countdown back in the early 2000s, and that's where I discovered that song, and that's where I discovered Anthrax was like that song.
The Flavor Flav, of course. Right.
Yeah. I knew who Flavor Flav was because of Surreal Life and Flavor of Love, and I ended up watching I fucking ended up loving Flavor Flav in the early 2000s.
I'm going with Anthrax.
Well, don't do that, Harley. It's not good choices. But that means we go down to the lower part of this half. And the first matchup.
Let me say here, I have a funny story about getting on a list. I ordered double-sided carpet tape, and I found it for some reason the exact same amount for $3 cheaper. No shipping, right? So I ordered the $3 cheaper tape. And we got like 5 rolls of it, 4 rolls, whatever. And my dad signed for it and ended up on a watch list because the tape came from Turkey.
Huh. That's fucked up.
So my dad ended up on a watch list because he signed for this tape from Turkey. And it was right around the time when Turkey was acting up, if you will, 2015, 2016, I guess.
Interesting.
But that was funny.
Yeah. Your dad
was great. Why didn't I end up on the list for ordering it?
Yeah.
Maybe I was and I didn't know it, but my dad definitely, yeah.
I can see that. Though. And Lisa, you actually get to start this next matchup off. And it's it's an 86 matchup. It's number 71 ranked Parental Guidance by Judas Priest going against number 32 ranked Disposable Heroes by Metallica.
I'm gonna go with Metallica on this.
And Phil?
Yeah, talk about a public service announcement, really. But I
know, right?
I love Priest, so I don't really want to take too much of a jab at it. But I love Metallica. That's a great song. Wasn't it off of Ride the Lightning? Master Puppets?
I think so. Master Puppets, yeah. It's not Ride the Lightning, because I know I've heard that whole album before. Like, it's not off that one. But yeah. Master Puppets, I'm pretty sure. But it's...
So, Metallica.
And Drew?
I'm actually going to side with Metallica on this one.
Oh, good. Some common sense. But... That's okay. There's a band I hate coming on the next part, and I'm really gonna fucking give it to them on that part. But they're not coming out. They weren't on this part at all. I don't know why, because their songs are horrible. They should be in the lower ranked songs. But okay. We'll see that as next week or 2 weeks. But Harley, would you have gone Metallica or Judas Priest?
Metallica.
Yeah. Okay, folks. We have our first sweep of the night. Even though I will say, Phil, this Judas Priest song is more like an anti-PSA. Like, we don't need no parental guidance. Like,
well, you got to listen to the lyrics to figure that out, but it just sounds, parental guidance right on the title.
I mean, I think it was more of them slapping back at all the record labels for making them put like parental advisory on all the albums.
Fair. That's fair. That was huge at one time. Story.
Wasn't that like Frank Zappa's idea?
What?
No, it was.
I mean, how they ended up doing it.
Tipper Gore is the one who started.
Yeah, but he started the movement of everybody just volunteering to do it, so it didn't become like mandatory.
Well, he's the reason my father wouldn't buy me fucking rap albums I wanted to listen to when I was a kid. So yeah, but
because you got potty mouth like that.
Word,
really?
Dude, I was that kid that got WWE Volume 4 or WWF Volume 4 taken away back in the late 90s because he was singing Mr. Assman out loud. But
yeah, you weren't the only one.
I know.
My friend would just accidentally step on her kids' CDs if she didn't like the lyrics. She didn't say anything; she'd just break them.
And
I mean, it's your fault. You left it on the floor. Damn it! Why'd you leave this on the floor? I stepped on it and broke it.
Chris.
All right. Well, Phil gets to start the next one off, and if this one doesn't go a certain way, I'm gonna be fucking furious. But it's number 70 ranked "Invisible" by Dio from '83, going against number 31 ranked "Bringing On the Heartbreak" by Def Leppard from '81.
Ooh. Yeah, you're right. That was an informed announcement you made there, because that I'm hot and cold on Def Leppard. Like, I really can't stand anything beyond like Pyromania hardly. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Def Leppard on this one because I love their first 3 albums, I guess.
And Drew?
This is a tough one because I do love both, but I think for the sake of adding variety, I'm gonna go Def Leppard on this one.
And Harley?
Def Leppard.
Okay, I don't have to get angry. This one went the way I wanted it to go. Yeah, high school me had a huge soft spot for Def Leppard. I had the greatest hits album. I fucking love Def Leppard. And Bringing On the Heartbreak is one of the best songs I've written. But it's been a great breakup song many times for me. So yeah, Bringing On the Heartbreak is fucking incredible. And I don't like Invisible. It's another Dio song I really don't like. It just, I don't know. I'm not a big Dio guy. I just never have been. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
Bringing On the Heartbreak. I'm a Def Leppard girl all the way.
Pour
some sugar on me, baby.
I mean, who doesn't like a song about Coke? But
see, now I heard that it was about him coming home one time, and one of his kids was like, "Daddy, pour some sugar on me." So I don't know.
That's what they want.
You're probably right.
That's what they want you to think.
No, they probably want us to think it's about cocaine.
As disturbing as that line is alone from a child, yeah,
Jimmy Sugar was kisses in my family.
Yeah. Give me some sugar. Yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking of it that way, and that kind of makes sense. But
yeah,
if they're Southern, I could see that. But all right, well, we got
exactly.
That means in the next round,
Kentucky, yeah,
Alabama. But that means in the next round, we're going to have a sweep. I guess it's a sweep. That's going to be fucking fun. But there's 2 matchups left on this side of the round 1. And this one gets started off by Drew. Oh, this is a hard one. It's number 69 ranked. Giggity. Restless and Wild by Accept from '82. And it's going against number 30 ranked Angel of Death by Slayer from '86.
Ooh.
I know. This is a fucking this for me at least, this is a fucking like ball buster.
Why would you do this to me? You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
I did not make these rankings, but
I love Accept, but this one isn't my favorite song. I'm not a massive Slayer fan, but I do fucking love that song. I gotta go Slayer on that one.
Angel of Death. I mean, and actually, Angel of Death was on our songs about serial killers brackets a couple months ago. So
it was.
I don't know if you were on that one or not, Drew. I don't remember, but it was a long time ago. But Harley, is it Slayer or Accept?
Slayer.
Yeah. There's a better Accept song actually coming up in the next matchup, but there's a better Accept song, so I am gonna go with Slayer in this one because I think it's the only Slayer song on this whole part of the bracket at least. So, and Angel of Death is fucking incredible. I love Angel of Death. I'm like you, Drew. I'm not the biggest Slayer fan either, but I mean, it's just there's a couple songs I freaking love by them.
I loved their first album, and I loved a handful of songs off the Rain and Blood album, and that was really
the Rain and Blood album's fucking amazing. But that means, Lisa, which way would you have gone, Accept or Slayer?
Honestly, both of these leave me a little bit cold. Just a little joke there. Slayer.
Ain't nothing like cracking open a cold one. But which way you want to go, though? Or would you have gone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. But Slayer, I keep hearing this like analogy, like Metallica and Slayer were kind of like, peers at one time in the metal scene. But I never really. I know they came up around the same time. Slayer, like you guys just said, there's only a handful of songs because they just really don't like that type of thrash speed metal with the distorted voice from hell. Although I have to say they are very good musically. I just don't like the vocals that often, but I really don't like Accept at all. So it's Angel of Death by default. I just don't like it.
The bottom half of this slide so far has been all sweeps, folks. Let's see if the last matchup can stick that.
Sorry, you gave it a 6 out of 10.
Sorry, I wasted so much time when my vote didn't even fucking matter. But please. But the last matchup in this side of round 1 is going to get started off by Harley, and I fucking hate this matchup already. But it's the better song by both the fucking bands that are in this so far, at least. But it's number 68 ranked. Veteran of the Psychic Wars by Blue Oyster Cult from 81. Or number 29 ranked Balls to the Wall by Accept from 83.
Balls to the walls. I just like saying that, so that's my choice.
I first saw Balls to the Wall on a top metal songs countdown on VH1 in the early 2000s. And I downloaded it on LimeWire the next day. It became one of my favorite fucking songs ever. You got your balls to the wall, man. Down now, like fucking balls to the wall. Okay, my throat's already fucked up. My throat's already fucked up. If I try to do that, it's gonna be so much worse. But Veteran of the Psychic Wars, I have never heard that song until this bracket, and I love BOC. I'm a huge BOC fan because it was my dad's favorite band of all time besides Styx. So I love BOC, but I never heard that song, and it's honestly not that great for BOC. They do so many better songs, but so I gotta give it to Balls to the Wall because it's been a favorite of mine for fucking 20 years now at this point. So I fucking love that song. It's the first Accept song I ever heard, and it's fucking incredible. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Balls to the Wall.
I still, to this day, am trying to figure out what the fuck that means. Like, are you fucking the wall? Did you put a hole in it and now you're fucking it? Or what? Like, I don't know what that means, really. But,
I know that sometimes they would, use a nail gun to attach your balls to the wall.
I mean, I have a feeling it means more you're working hard because you're just balls to the wall. But
right.
I think that's what I think it means. But teenage me was like, are they putting holes in the wall and fucking it? Like, Jesus Christ. But, Jesus Christ. But,
they used to do that in bathrooms, like the glory hole.
I mean,
somehow,
A glory hole is a different story, Harley. I've been wanting to find one of those. I've been wanting to find one of those since I was like 12. So, yeah. I never could.
Realize it's mostly men on the other side, right? Or do you care?
I've heard that. I've heard that rumor, but
because they're in the men's room.
I wanted to find a guaranteed one that wasn't in a men's room somewhere.
But a woman going to be on the other side in a men's room?
But Phil, which way you want to go? Accept or whoever the loser is in this point? Blue Oyster Cult.
Well, so I'm the tiebreaker.
No, Balls to the Wall already fucking won.
We're not there yet. Okay, so when I first heard Accept, I thought it was an AC/DC song gone horribly wrong. So I'm going with Blue Oyster Cult.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. All right, I was going to wait to the next part for this, but how fucking dare you? That is the band. I hate AC/DC. Most overrated, overplayed fucking band of all rock. Like, Jesus
I thought Brian Johnson had come up with a new, Walmart special. Kmart special.
that's Accept's fucking best song ever. So yeah, but
okay.
Yeah, one of the few rock and roll songs I remember, like the first time I ever heard the band, was AC/DC when I was visiting my cousins, and he played "We Have the Biggest Balls of Them All," and I thought it was funny.
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was reminding me of "I Got Big Balls."
Yeah.
Big Balls is the only AC/DC song that's acceptable played in my presence, but that's for damn sure. But Drew, which way you want to go?
Well, I won't have a rant about anti AC/DC as bad as that, but I am gonna go ahead and vote for Accept.
Which means that the next matchup's
It was almost a sweep.
Almost,
Yeah.
but Phil has a certain hatred for Accept for some reason. But
I
that means the first
irrational hate. I don't get it either.
But that means the first half of round one is over, and we can go on to the second half with. I had to start out. Oh, this is easy. This is fucking easy. The other side of round one is going to start with 59 ranked "You're Crazy" by Guns N' Roses from '87 versus number 20 ranked "Living After Midnight" by Judas Priest from '80. And this is no competition. This is no fun competition. If there's one band I hate almost as much as AC/DC, it's Guns N' Roses. My fucking God. One of the most horrible rock bands I've heard in my life. Like, and I saw the freaking MTV Music Awards when they freaking reunited in like 2002 or 3, but fucking one of the worst. "You're Crazy" is one of the stupidest songs ever, even though I could tell my wife it was her song. But
so you must have loved it when Axl Rose sang for AC/DC.
Band from hell.
I didn't know that existed, and I'm happy I didn't. But
yeah,
I gotta go
with maybe like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, when they fired Brian Johnson, and then Axl came in and did some shows.
I said I'm not the biggest Judas Priest fan, but "Living After Midnight" is one of the exceptions to that rule because I fucking love that song. And I've heard better covers of it, but I gotta go with Priest in this one. I think Powerwolf actually did an amazing cover of that song. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
"Living After Midnight" is the only 10 on my that I gave any of the songs we listened to.
She loves that one.
Love that. Living After Midnight. Yeah.
I used to do my fucking theme song when I worked overnight jobs. But which way you want to go, Phil?
Yep, I'm going to go with the Anthem by Judas Priest.
And Drew?
As a big Judas Priest fan, I must say I absolutely fucking hate that song. That said,
too commercial.
I still have to go with Priest because I fucking hate Guns N' Roses. We're going.
Oh, there's a theme. There's a theme here, yay! But and am I right, Drew? Is it because that song's too commercial?
A lot of the Judas Priest singles I hate. "Living After Midnight," "Breaking the Law," "Heading Out to the Highway." I cannot stand those.
Probably the only ones I like.
Do you like United?
You
heard United? It's called United. It's like almost a cappella.
Not ringing a bell.
It's really old. It's old. Like Rob Halford had like long hair when he sang this thing. But anyway, I was just curious because
I can't think of it at that moment.
And
any song I've heard.
And now Rob Halford looks like fucking Michael Colby. But yeah. Shit. All right. Harley, are we gonna have a sweep or are you gonna give Guns N' Roses some love, even though they don't deserve it?
Judas Priest.
All right.
Yeah.
What you doing there?
First sweep, folks, of this half of round one. And the next matchup gets started off by Lisa. This is actually a hard one for me, at least, but it's number 58 ranked "Murders in the Rue Morgue" by Iron Maiden from 1981, or number 19 ranked "The Last in Line" by Dio from '84.
I got to go with. I don't know. I mean, I want to stick with my girl in the Murders in the Rue Morgue, but last in line who scored higher for me. So last in line.
And Phil, is it Dio or Maiden?
I'm getting over the idea of I've never heard anybody call Iron Maiden my girl before. That's kind of cool.
Agatha Christie.
Oh, okay. Agatha Christie. Okay. Well, Iron Maiden, my lady or my girl, that's pretty cool though.
Okay.
Anyway, the last in line, Jeremy, there was a time I didn't care for Dio. I didn't like, it's the same phenomenon I have with Scorpions. I don't like Klaus's voice in Scorpions. I didn't like Dio at first. Mm-hmm. But then, you just get, the more you listen, the more you love him. But so I have, I'm going with Last in Line, even though that was a song I originally was on my do not listen list at one time. But yes, I do like it now. I appreciate it.
And
you've mellowed. I'm mellowed.
I am reserving my comments until my turn. But Drew, which way you want to go? I know this is a tough one for you.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Dio on this one.
Which means Dio wins this one. He gets the second time Dio gets pushed in the second round, I'm pretty sure. But Harley, which way would you have gone?
Iron Maiden.
See, the funny thing is, I never really heard this Maiden song until this bracket. And it's not like a well-known one. It's not the greatest hits, any greatest hits I've ever heard. But it's okay. It's not amazing Maiden. It's decent. But Last in Line is actually a Dio song I can appreciate and like. Like, his chorus on that shit is amazing. His voice works so well for that. And I would have voted for Last in Line if it came down to me for tiebreaker. So, yeah, I was kind of hoping it would. But I'll go Last in Line because that's fucking an amazing song. And the guitar in it is so fucking good. But this next matchup, I hate this next matchup. I hate it. But it gets started off by Phil. And it's number 57 ranked Gypsy Road by Cinderella from 1988. Or number 18, Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue from 1983.
Well, I mean, this one's not hard for me. I don't really like Cinderella at all. And Motley Crue, I really loved their first album. Like, I remember when they dropped their first album and everything was still Iron Maiden and Sabbath and apparently Blue Oyster Cult. But I mean, it's something, it was like taking metal to the next level. I really love that Shout at the Devil. So I'm going to go with that.
And Drew?
Yeah, I'm going to go Crue on this one. I'm not a really big fan of them, but they're the better choice in this one.
And Harley?
Motley Crue.
Which means Shout at the Devil is moving on to the next round. And see, I ain't the biggest Cinderella fan, but Gypsy Road's a damn good classic song. But I am a huge Motley Crue fan. I've seen them live with Aerosmith. I watched Tommy Lee Goes to College. I've read fucking The Dirt. I love Motley Crue. I haven't seen the movie yet, which kind of pisses me off still, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I love Motley Crue. I had Red, White, and Crew back in high school, and it was one of my favorite fucking albums ever. Like, I fucking love Motley Crue. I mean, fuck, Tommy Lee could steer a sailboat from the back of it. But it would have been Shout at the Devil. It was one of the first songs I ever heard by Motley Crue. It was fucking, I never played that shit in Guitar Hero too. Like, that's a fucking amazing song. But and it's funny because if you actually read their book, they're not like promoting Satanism and that shit. They're actually like saying like get the devil out by yelling at him. But
they should have tried Stryper's route. To hell with the devil.
That's funny.
Sabbath said that the crosses and shit, it was all actually to ward off demons and stuff like that. They just say that shit. They're actually practicing Satanism. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, Motley Crue wasn't. They're fucking. They were party boys. That's all they gave a fuck about. But
virgins and eating dogs and cats.
Oh, they got plenty of virgins. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, fucking Motley Crue. I mean, come on now. But I mean, it's no Lordy. The devil is a loser and he's my bitch. But you know,
I mean, I love that first album, but I gotta say, I wasn't really impressed with much that Motley Crue did.
I hate the fucking phase when Nikki Sixx left. I hated that, or not Nikki Sixx, when Vince Neil left for that one album, it was fucking horrible. But other than that, I love everything even their 2000
John Corbani.
Yeah, even their 2008 album was fucking like amazing. But fucking John Corbani's Generation Swine shit is fucking horrible. But which way would you have gone, Lisa? Cinderella or Crue?
Oh, Crue. Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can almost see this next matchup being a sweep as well. And it's going to start off by Drew, and it's number 56 ranked, "Patience" by Guns N' Roses from '88, or number 17 ranked, "Heaven and Hell" by Black Sabbath from '80.
Yeah, that one's going to be a real head scratcher. Easily, Heaven and Hell.
And Harley?
Heaven and Hell.
And yeah, I fucking 100% agree. Fuck Guns N' Roses all fucking day, every day. I fucking hate that band. But, which is funny because it was my wife's mom's favorite band of all time. She used to blast them in her fucking living room. May she rest in peace. But, yeah, I mean, fucking Heaven and Hell all day on this one. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
Guns N' Roses. I'm with your mother-in-law. I'm probably the same age.
You're a sucker for a good whistler.
She passed away in her late 40s, but yeah. But which way you want to go, Phil?
I'm sorry to hear about your mother, Jeremy.
Not my mother.
Oh, your mother-in-law?
My mother is still
56 when she passed.
My mother's still alive somehow. But which way you want to go, Phil?
Oh, Heaven and Hell, without a doubt.
Which means I think the third Sabbath song gets into the fucking second round. Next matchup, though, gets started by Harley. And oh my god, this is a fucking. Oh my god, no. I didn't know this was a matchup, even. I'm fucking pissed. Actually, the next few matchups are going to piss me the fuck off. But it's number 55, Harley, Straight Through the Heart by Dio from '83. Going against number 16 ranked, Creeping Death by Metallica from '84.
Straight Through the Heart.
See, this is one of those Dio songs I don't mind. It's fucking actually really good. Straight Through the Heart. But Creeping Death it's from Ride the Lightning, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. And it's one of my best Metallica songs from that era. I mean, I prefer 2000s Metallica over like 2006 or 8 Metallica. I prefer that over like anything previous to Black Album. But Creeping Death is amazing. Even though I keep thinking they're saying Creepy Dan in the fucking chorus. Like it sounds like Creepy Dan. I keep thinking of like that Dan Snyder or the fuck his name is from Nickelodeon that used to like girls' feet. But it's all I think about to hear that song. But
hey, there is nothing wrong with a foot fetish.
Yeah, but these are like
the little girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
there is a problem when you get off on the wrong foot with someone.
Try losing some toes.
It was Nickelodeon. They were teenage girls.
Yeah,
this was
I didn't track that. Sorry.
This was during the iCarly like phase of Nickelodeon mainly, but he used to make them all.
About that.
He used to. There's a documentary about it on some streaming service. I forget which one. I think Hulu, but there's a documentary about it. But he used to make them all go footless during shows.
I watched it. That guy was creepy as hell.
He had all kinds of shit.
I mean, if you watched him perform and all that, you would know he was creepy as hell to begin with. But which way you want to go, Lisa? Dio or Metallica?
Metallica.
And Phil?
Creeping Death.
Yeah, Creeping Death is awesome. My favorite Metallica song is Whiplash, but this is really close up there.
Not a bad song.
So yeah, it edges out straight to the heart, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But
I mean, straight to the heart is fucking incredible. But which way would you have gone, Drew?
I'm actually going to go Metallica on that one.
And Metallica wins it, and will face. I have to start this one out. Why? Oh my God, no!
Horror.
Wait till you hear the fucking choices, and you understand why I'm so conflicted. But it's. I started out. It's number 54 ranked. Nothing But a Good Time by Poison from '88. Going against number 15 ranked. 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden from '84. And these are two of my favorite fucking songs by both bands. Like, God damn it.
It's a very obvious choice.
I mean, kind of, but I love Nothing But a Good Time. It's a fucking classic in the 80s. But it's also too mainstream, if that's the best way to put it. But 2 Minutes to Midnight was one of the first Iron Maiden songs I ever heard, and I fucking love 2 Minutes to Midnight. So, and Bruce's voice in that is fucking magical. So I gotta go with 2 Minutes to Midnight. So,
not the choice I thought you were going.
It's 2 Minutes to Midnight. I fucking love the guitar in that song. Everything in that song is fucking amazing. The guitar, the drums, the vocals, everything in that song is fucking just perfect. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Nothing but a good time.
Don't get me wrong. Nothing But a Good Time was on my Monsters of Rock 2-disc CD in the 2000s. But I mean, 2 Minutes to Midnight was on King Edward the Great fucking compilation I had for Iron Maiden, so I fucking love that song. But Phil, which way you want to go?
Well, today is Bret Michaels' birthday. I noticed on Facebook because we interviewed Big John, who's his bodyguard on the reality show he did.
I've actually slept in the same bed with Big John.
So with all that said, I'm going to give Bret Michaels no love on his birthday. I'm going to pick Iron Maiden.
And Drew?
Well, I guess the obvious choice isn't so obvious. Still, I'm going to go with Poison.
And Harley, which way do you want to go as you're the tiebreaker? Is it Poison or Maiden?
It's Poison.
I knew that was coming. I fucking knew it. I can't be mad. I don't think it's going to beat the song in the next round anyway, but I really can't. I really can't be mad. 2 Minutes to Midnight, though. My God. One of the best that's in my top 5 Maiden songs right there. So that's fucking pissed me off. But this next matchup.
That one.
But the next matchup gets started off by Lisa. And it's number 53 ranked, The Prisoner by Iron Maiden from '82. Or number 14 ranked, You've Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest from '82. Oh, it's an '82 matchup. I didn't realize that even.
The Priest.
And Phil?
Yeah, I agree. Judas Priest.
And Mr. Judas Priest himself. Which way you want to go?
I'm actually going to go with The Prisoner on this one. That's a fantastic song.
It really is. But Harley, which way you want to go?
The Prisoner.
Which leaves I didn't want this to happen, but I'm actually kind of happy he did. Leaves me the tie-breaking decision here, and I think we're going to need this for what's coming up what I think is going to win the next matchup, the final matchup in the top half of round one. And I'm going to go with The Prisoner because I think You Got Another Thing Coming is too commercial Priest. I think it's just I could live with Living After Midnight because it's an amazing song, but I think You Got Another Thing Coming is too commercial Priest. But,
love Priest, hate that song.
But I'll go with The Prisoner because that's an amazing song. I'm a prisoner, be a free man. But the final matchup in the top half of round 1 is going to get started off by Phil, and it's number 52 ranked I Am the Law by Anthrax from 86, or number 13 ranked Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses from 87.
Okay. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of hate for Welcome to the Jungle, but I'm a Bengals fan. I'm going to take it. That's our fight song. So, as corny as that might be.
And speaking of hate for Guns N' Roses, Drew, which way you want to go?
Did I mention that I fucking hate Guns N' Roses?
You might have said something to that effect.
I would rather trust Hannibal Lecter with a blowjob than to listen to fucking Guns N' Roses.
It's
an obvious choice here.
I don't disagree with that assumption. But Harley, which way you want to go?
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I'm giving.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I hate Guns N' Roses, and Welcome to the Jungle is the most like fucking overplayed song of all time. I mean, the only time it ever actually made sense being played was in the Jumanji theme song for the remake. But I gotta give it to fucking Anthrax. Says, I am the law. Like fucking incredible.
Fuck around no more. I am the law.
Well, okay, so I got a renewed appreciation for Guns N' Roses when the Bengals one year they decided they're going to change it up and they used "Eye of the Tiger" by Katy Perry instead, and that's just not made for football. Mm-hmm. You know, that was not. They went back to Guns N' Roses the next year. So
yeah,
which means Lisa is the tiebreaker. Is it Anthrax or Guns N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses, go Bengals!
Fucking Christ! Somehow, it's not going to win the next round. Hopefully, wow, it may actually. I don't know, but
well, that's what you get. That's what you get.
I am the law.
You get good guests, but sometimes you get this type of thing happens.
Which means that Drew gets to start off the next matchup. And no, this is actually a toughie for me, but it might not be for everybody else. But it's number 51 ranked. Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone by Cinderella from 88 versus number 12 ranked Fade to Black by Metallica from 84.
Yeah, that's the one Cinderella song I do really like. It just it gets epic, you know. Don't know what you got, but that is one of those Metallica songs that I really do love as well. And I'm gonna have to give it to Metallica.
And Harley?
What were the choices?
Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone or Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
Surprising me a little bit. I love Fade to Black. It's a really good Metallica song from Ride the Lightning. But that guitar riff in the middle is fucking perfect. But I gotta go with Cinderella. That song is just legendary, and that's one of the best breakup songs of all time. So it's fucking classic. But Lisa, Cinderella or Metallica?
I'm going to fade to black.
Which means Metallica does move into the second round. But which way would you have gone, Phil?
Yeah, I don't love the whole song, but like you mentioned, that guitar solo, the drumming in the middle is absolutely incredible on Fade to Black. The transition there is so really gets your blood boiling. So I'm going to go with that. I don't like Cinderella at all. So
I love that Cinderella song. I fucking love that Cinderella song. But that means the next matchup gets started off by Harley. And this is going to be interesting. It just is. But it's number 50 ranked Animal by Def Leppard from 87 going against number 11 ranked Peace Sells by Megadeth from 86.
Megadeth.
See, this is one of those things. I'm not the biggest Megadeth fan pre-2000s, but Peace Sells is right in that list though. I'm not a huge fan of Peace Sells, but Who's Buying? Like, it's just not a great album in my mind. But I
don't think I've ever heard that sentence uttered before.
I will surprise you, but Animal. I love Def Leppard, as previously stated, and Animal is an amazing song by them, so I'm going with Animal. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Yeah.
Lisa summoning a Chansey there, but which way you want to go,
Phil? Yeah, I'm just not good with Def Leppard's later stuff, and I do like Megadeth and this whole Dave Mustaine, Metallica association. Metallica. It's hard to say what happened there. Metallica are a bunch of assholes too, so I don't know. But you got this pretty good band that became of that breakup. So I'm gonna go with Megadeth.
Which means, Drew, you're the tiebreaker. Is it Def Leppard or Megadeth?
Megadeth, fucking easily.
Well, that means the next matchup's gonna be in the round 2 is gonna be very interesting. But there's two matchups. There's 2 matchups left in round 1. So only 4 songs we didn't touch. And fuck, I hate the next matchup. I hate both these matchups already. I'm just not fucking say that. But that means I could. Okay, I'd rather start this one off than the next one. That means the next matchup is start off by me, and it's number 49 ranked "Burning for You" by Blue Oyster Cult from 81 versus number 10 ranked "Ace of Spades" by Motorhead from 80. And I've said this before in podcasts, but I once, as a joke in high school, used "Burning for You" as a soundtrack for a presentation on the Holocaust. I thought it was ironic.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy moly.
I was an ignorant high school asshole, and I thought it was ironic, and I got so much trouble for that shit. So much trouble. Like, they wanted to suspend me so bad, but they're like, we can't. It's freedom of speech. We can't suspend them for that. Like,
wow. I wouldn't have stopped today.
My parents were straight up like, "What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?" But it was just my humor's always been dark, and that was just very dark. But it has been one of my favorite BOC songs for a long time. And Ace of Spades to me, I like it. It's a great song, but it's also just, I'm not a huge Motorhead fan. I'm just not. I respect Remy for what he did, but I'm not a huge Motorhead fan. But I gotta go with Blue Oyster Cult in this one because it's the better of the 2 Blue Oyster Cult songs in this bracket. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I'm gonna stick with Ace of Spades.
And Phil?
That's a great story, though.
Yeah, that's quite a story, Jeremy.
Younger me was that. You think me now is bad? Younger me was out of fucking control.
Yeah, well, I mean, before now, I always thought "Burning for You" was a kind of a love song, but but anyway, I do like that song. I don't know if Blue Oyster Cult really belongs in this, but
that song does because of the guitar riffs. That song 100% does. But
okay. But Motorhead, Lemmy, I love Lemmy. Lemmy's like an icon, and he was a roadie for Jimi Hendrix, and he was just like a rock and roll soldier, kind of everybody. And this song is really their signature song, I think. Most people know this, or they know the game, I guess, from wrestling. Triple H.
Oh yeah, I mean that Motorhead song I would vote for all fucking day, but.
Yeah, that's a killer song too. But Motorhead.
No, actually, no. I actually prefer the King of Kings song Motorhead did for him instead of the game. But I actually used that for my birthday. I used that for my birthday podcast episode in the Asylum. But which way you want to go, Drew?
Motorhead.
damn you, motherfucker. But that means Motorhead does win it. I actually wanted that BOC song to make it to the next round because I don't think is BOC in the next part at all. I don't think they are.
BOC should not have been in this ranking. They're not a metal band.
They're not.
They've never once put out a metal song. They're as metal as Jethro Tull.
That's
who
right.
Who actually did win a medal award,
Right.
weirdly enough.
I mean, you know who
I was
I'm
trying to
pissed?
figure out a way to put Jethro Tull at Nick because he beat Metallica for Grammy. For best
Tell me
metal
when I'm
band.
telling lies here.
But you know who I'm actually pissed is not in this bracket at all. When I think that some of their 80s songs actually were a little metal. Styx. Like,
Yeah.
if Voice or Cole can make it in, why the fuck can't it's like some Miss Roboto type shit? But
They're more glam. They're closer to glam, I think, than anything else.
so is Motley Crue.
Maybe. There's
But
crossover.
which way you want? And I love Crue, so don't get me fucking wrong. But like they are, and that's the only song they have in this bracket, I'm pretty sure. But Harley, which way you want to go? Which way would you
Motorhead.
I'm the only one giving Burn for you a fucking vote. But this final matchup in round one gets started off by Lisa, and I am so pissed off about this matchup. I'm so happy I'm last. But I really hope I get tiebreaker. But it's number 48 ranked. Turn Up the Radio by Autograph from 84 versus the highest ranked song in this part of the bracket, number 9 ranked Rainbow in the Dark by Dio from 83.
Dio edges Autograph out on my listing. Not super familiar with either song, but I've listened to both, and that one got a higher rating.
Oh my god. I've been hearing Turn Up the Radio since my Monsters of Rock album and 2 discs got set in fucking 2000s. But
Yeah, I think if you were born,
I'm sorry.
I think if you were born in the 80s, you were issued a copy of it.
Well, I was born in 1966, so I missed the issue.
But Phil, which way do you want to go?
Autograph was I didn't know much about it at all until this bracket, but I recognized that it's used in Mick Wall's podcast. He's like a journalist from the 80s, covered
Well, there you are.
Zeppelin and Sabbath and them. And I like that song. Okay. But the Dio song, that was like my introduction to Dio, and I thought it was overplayed. And that's one of the songs that really grated on me a little bit at first and kind of turned me off to Dio. And then I got fatigued about it. And then I really got pissed off about Dio. That's before I discovered, the Sabbath Dio and a lot of his other stuff. So I'm going to go with Autograph on this one.
And Drew?
Dio.
And Harley?
Yep.
And that means Dio does make it into the next round, which I'm actually happy about because Rainbow in the Dark is one of those. I never heard that song even until this bracket, but that's an amazing Dio song. I fucking love his chorus line and that shit. I love his hook. Like, it's just, his voice is actually perfect for that song.
Well, if you were 14 in the 80s, you would have known it because it was played all the time.
I got to one in the 80s. I got to 1 year old. So yeah, but
the day that Ronnie James Dio died, I was working at a bar in Kingston called The Basement, and
I've been there.
All right, yeah. So a buddy and I, we had come up with a drink in honor of Dio that night that we called the Rainbow in the Dark, and no joke, like we put this concoction together after we came up with the name. Like, we just had the name, like, we have to call it the Rainbow in the Dark. What do we do? And this drink tasted like a handful of Skittles going down.
Oh, I want one.
It had to been a lot of De Kuyper and apple pucker and stuff like that, I would think.
Oh no, you would never guess.
Peach schnapps.
But Yeah, I used to go to the basement all the fucking time back when I lived in Hurley, but like it was literally like right down the highway from my house. I used to fucking just go there all the time and like drive home. But stupid 20-year-old decisions. But oh,
I won't tell if you won't.
I luckily my dad knew cops because I drove through Kingston and fucked up so many nights of my life. But I used to deliver pizza fucked up in Kingston. That was back in my teenage years. But I see. I'm happy I'm not a tiebreaker on this one, honestly, because this matchup was Turn Up the Radio was on that Monsters of Rock 2 disc set, and it's classic. But Rainbow in the Dark is such a better song. Such a better song. I love Rainbow in the Dark. It's a fucking amazing song. It's not on my like list because it's fucking incredible. But that means, folks, an hour and 20 minutes in, round one's finally over. And this
Yay!
It will fly from here. We all know that. But
yeah,
this will probably be a 2-hour podcast at most. But and this will be a 2-parter and fucking podcast, one for damn sure. But round 2 is going to get started off by Phil, and it's Lonely as the World. See, I kept thinking this song was called Lonely as the World the whole time until like today. But it's Lonely as the Word versus Some Heads Are Gonna Roll by Judas Priest.
Well, I like both of these songs, but I'm going to go with Sabbath.
And Drew? Or should I say Judas Priest?
I'm actually going to go Priest on this one.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. But Harley, which way you want to go?
Yep.
To keep it interesting, I will go Sabbath just because it's Sabbath. But I did love the mashup of Thriller and Some Heads Are Gonna Roll on Glee. But I'll go Sabbath to keep it interesting and give Lisa the tiebreaker. Lisa, is it Sabbath or Priest going into the quarterfinals?
Sabbath. Did I do that right?
Thumb in.
Which means
there you go.
I just automatically default to Star Wars or Star Trek, you know.
But that means Sabbath is going into the quarterfinals for the first song. And that means that Drew gets to start the next matchup off. And it's Running Free by Iron Maiden versus Zero the Hero by Black Sabbath featuring Ann Gillan.
Black fucking Sabbath. I love Running Free, but I fucking love Zero the Hero.
Harley?
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give a little bit of love to Maiden here because Running Free is one of the best songs they had in this part of the bracket. So, I mean, their song in the next part of the bracket, at least one of the only song I saw in the next part of the bracket they did is fucking, which is number 2 ranked by the way, is fucking incredible. So, on this part though, Running Free is one of the best songs they had that is still in this thing. So I'll go Running Free. But Lisa, Maiden or Sabbath?
Sabbath. And have you not corrected me because you thought I was cute?
Hmm?
I was doing that. You never corrected me.
Well, just,
Sabbath.
you know, yes.
Thought I was cute.
Just letting it slide, yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. My son failed his first man test today.
Mm-hmm.
We went for a walk with the baby, and he was riding his bike. And there's this little bridge you go over on the path we're using, and there's 4 decent-looking chicks like hanging over the side of the bridge, like looking down something. I don't know what the fuck they're looking at, and like with their asses like all hanging out. And he just rides by his bike, not even glancing in that direction. I'm like, you failed your first man test.
How old are you?
He's 10. He should be looking at asses.
I'm sorry, dude.
At 10 years old, I was fucking looking at asses in stores. And
Maybe
shit.
he's a chess man.
Have you tried grounding him?
I mean, I turn off his Wi-Fi. I turn off his Wi-Fi enough for other reasons. I didn't feel like that was a legit reason to turn off his Wi-Fi, but possibly. Yeah. But Lisa, would it have been Sabbath or Iron Maiden?
My nephew Manifest was when he was 4, and he wanted a Little Mermaid purse, and his mother threw an absolute hissy fit and asked him if he wanted to be a gay girl when he grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I know
that's fucked. That's fucked. But actually, I'm sorry. It's actually Phil's vote because you already voted for Sabbath. But which way you want to go, Phil?
Well, like I said before, I do like this Maiden song, but I'm with Andrew on this one. That song is awesome. That's probably the best song on that album. Wasn't there? There's another song called.
He's voting Zero the Hero, by the way.
Yeah, it's the best song on that album, as I recall. So
that whole album was great. Disturbing the Priest.
Disturbing the Priest.
Amazing songs.
I mean, I'm not mad. Zero the Hero is an amazing song, but
Keep It Warm, Digital Bitch, amazing.
Yeah, that was a good album.
But that means that Harley gets to start the next matchup off. And it's going to be, I mean, never mind the fact we're going to have Sabbath. We're now going to have Sabbath versus Sabbath in the quarterfinals. But Harley, your next matchup is Where Eagles Dare by Iron Maiden versus Falling Off the Edge of the World by Black Sabbath. It's another Maiden versus Sabbath matchup.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, in this matchup, I got to go with Iron Maiden because Where Eagles Dare is fucking incredible. Falling Off the Edge of the World is not as incredible to me. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
I gotta stick with Sabbath on this one. It just scored a little higher.
Yeah. And Phil?
Yeah, I'm hanging with Sabbath on this one too.
Whoa,
it's very close. We got a number. This was a half point difference. So,
fuck me and call me Charlie because that means Drew gets the tiebreaker. And I think I know which way it's going.
Falling off the edge of the world. That's a great fucking song. How is that even a question?
It's not Where Eagles Dare, but that means...
Yeah, but Where Eagles Dare also does not feature Iommi or Dio.
I'll take it, Phil.
Exactly. Mic drop right there, Jeremy.
Oh,
Iommi is the riff master.
Which means this next matchup gets started off by me. And it's Don't Talk to Strangers by Dio versus Wrathchild by Iron Maiden in Iron Maiden's third matchup in the round 2. And I gotta give it to fucking Wrathchild because Iron Maiden better make it through one of these songs. And Wrathchild's that song for fuck's sake. And Don't Talk to Strangers is a fucking PSA. That doesn't need to be a fucking metal song. But that's common sense. If you talk to strangers, kids, you're doing your own downfall. Just saying. Your parents didn't teach you right. But Lisa, which way you want to go? Is it Don't Talk to Strangers or Wrathchild?
I'm gonna have to go with Dio because, I'm not sure what my rating was for that other one because Philip accidentally deleted it. So I'm going with Dio.
Well, Phil, is it Dio or Maiden?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dio.
I should have got my fucking Halloween skeleton out of the damn garage, so I could have put a fucking Iron Maiden shirt on and made my Eddie for the night. But which way you want to go, Drew?
You can still bring out Eddie because I'm going Wrathchild.
Which means Harley, you're the tiebreaker. Or is it Don't Talk to Strangers or Wrathchild?
Iron Maiden.
Thank you, sweet baby Jesus.
Yay!
Iron Maiden makes it through to the quarterfinals. Fucking finally. But on the bottom half
of those songs, I've heard it sung by all 3 Maiden singers, and each one does it better than the others.
It's done best live.
Great fucking song.
Let me ask you guys something real quick.
Okay.
Is it Bruce Dickinson on all of these Maiden songs?
No. Most of them have been Paul Di'Anno.
Okay, I thought so, but I didn't have I couldn't really.
It's just the 2 of them. Blaze Bayley didn't start singing for them until the 90s.
I mean, yeah, and then Bruce took over again because he's fucking amazing. And he still is singing for them.
I prefer Bruce's second run, to be totally honest.
Yeah, but because he got clean. But that means that That means that Lisa gets dropped the next matchup. And
Okay.
It's Disposable Heroes by Metallica versus Bring Down the Heartbreak by Def Leppard.
Let's see. I got to go with the Leopard on this one.
And Phil?
Yeah, this one was real close, but I'm going to go with Def Leppard.
And Drew?
I love Def Leppard, but this is a great fucking Metallica song. I gotta go with Metallica.
And Harley?
Metallica.
What?
That's right.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said, Harley.
Metallica.
She said Metallica?
Yep.
Called me surprised. Which makes me the tiebreaker. And this Metallica song can stay in the second round, because I'm bringing on Def Leppard into the quarterfinals. Because Bringing Down the Heartbreak is one of the best songs Def Leppard ever did. So it's better than Pouring Some Sugar on Me, for fuck's sake.
Oh, easily.
But that means that Phil gets dropped this final matchup in round 2 on this side. And it's Angel of Death by Slayer versus Balls to the Wall by Accept.
Slayer.
Yeah. Ooh. And Drew?
Slayer.
And Harley?
Balls to the walls.
You know, I love both these songs equally. And I'm going to have to give it to Balls to the Wall to make Lisa the tiebreaker. Is it Slayer or is it fucking Accept?
Balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I like saying balls to the walls too.
I honestly thought that was going to be a Slayer sweep.
Nope. I
love Accept too. I'm okay with that. I just thought that was going to be straight Slayer across the board.
What? Nope. Because the Slayer song I will vote for every fucking matchup it's in, most likely in the next round. I mean, in the next part is in the next part. So that Slayer song I may vote for every fucking round. I'm just saying. Well, actually, will I? That's a good question. Oh fuck. No, actually, no. That was in our serial killer bracket. But no. It's the most famous song they ever did. So.
Okay.
But I mean, I also just saw the song it's going against in the first matchup, and I'm like, fuck, no, fuck. But we'll get to that in a couple weeks, folks. The other side of round 2 is going to get started off by Drew, and it's Living After Midnight by Judas Priest versus The Last in Line by Dio.
I gotta go Dio on that one. That's an easy one for me.
And Harley?
Dio.
I gotta give one to Living After Midnight, because that's just a classic song in my mind. The Last in Line's not. Living After Midnight is. But Lisa, which way you want to go?
Yep.
Which means Phil's the tiebreaker on this one. Is it Living After Midnight or The Last in Line?
Well, I'm going to bring the pain here, because I'm going to go with Living After Midnight. So.
Ooh.
Well, you have to live with me after midnight. So.
I mean, well, Drew's feeling the pain. Drew's feeling the pain. I'm sure you that, but.
Well, I mean, okay, so by my calculations here, this is the last Judas Priest song in the bracket.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be
crazy.
That's almost hard to believe.
Yeah, it's right. Well,
okay.
In this part of the bracket, yes, they do have a song in the top 10 in the next part of the bracket, though.
Okay. Well, and they had like 4 or 5 coming into this. So.
Actually, they have 2 songs in the next part of the bracket. So yeah, one's in the 20s, one's in the top 10. But they do have 2 songs in the next part of this bracket. But the next matchup is going to get started off by Harley, and it's Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue versus Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath.
Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a big fat nope to that one because Motley Crue is one of my favorite bands of all time. So I will vote for Shout the Devil as long as it's in this fucking thing. The fucking guitar by Nikki Sixx in that fucking song is incredible. So fucking Shout the Devil all day. Lisa, which way you want to go?
Damn you, the devil.
Does that mean you're going for Crue? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I shouted at the devil.
And Phil?
Sorry.
Well, this is I'm gonna go with Heaven and Hell.
Which, oh god, Drew, you're the tiebreaker. Is it Sabbath or Crue? That's what I don't know.
Bye bye, Crue.
The only song they have in this part of the bracket, and I'm pretty sure the only song they have.
I only really love one Crue song. It's on that album.
Oh, actually no, it can't be that album. No, it's definitely not that album. But they do have one more song in the next part. They do have one song in the next part that's from the later part of the '80s. But
is it Red Hot?
No.
Okay, well then I probably won't vote for him.
It's about feeling good, but that means that I have to start the next matchup. And fuck, why do I keep getting this matchup? Why? But it's Creeping Death by Metallica versus Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. And
such an odd couple pairing.
It really is. And I didn't vote for Nothing But a Good Time in the last matchup because they fucking took out 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden. But I will not vote for them this time either. Creeping Death is a better song than Nothing But a Good Time. I don't give a shit what anybody says. But Lisa, which way you want to go? Metallica or Poison?
I'm going with Poison. Mm-hmm.
And Phil?
Creeping Death.
And Drew?
It's amazing because on one hand you got don't need nothing but a good time, and then on the other it's die by my I gotta go Metallica on that one.
Yeah.
Well, to the 70 people watching this on Twitter, feel free to let us know how you feel too. Feel free to comment. I'm sorry, the one person. I'm sorry,
You got
the 69
people watching.
Yes, and I'm sorry, the 69 people on Twitter, the one person on Squatchy's big Facebook page. Like, feel free to comment on what you think. But
nice. Well, hello, people.
No, and they're quiet
people.
motherfuckers. They're quiet motherfuckers, but they're there. And Harley, which way would you have gone? Poison or Metallica?
Metallica.
Which means Metallica wins 4-1. And the last matchup in this top half of round one, or round two, I mean, is going to get started off by Lisa. And it's, oh God, The Prisoner by Iron Maiden versus Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
And Phil?
Yep.
And Drew? Am I right in this wrong?
I didn't even hear what the first choice was, but I'm probably going to go for that.
Prisoner. The Prisoner. The Prisoner.
Oh, The Prisoner. Oh, shit. Yes. Yes. Not a prisoner. I'm a free man.
Free man.
I love that song. I am not the number. I am a free man.
But, Harley, which way you want to go?
May I point out Lisa looks like she's about to fall asleep? And I'm going with Prisoner.
For some reason, I am drifting off a little. I usually take a nap, and then I'm up until like 3 a.m. So, sorry.
Lisa actually passed out on one. Lisa passed out on one bracket on Global Strangeness a long time ago, and like literally at the end of it, we looked at her screen. And she's passed out on the table. Like Phil wasn't on it; was just her. And she like passed out on the table. It was the funniest fucking thing. It was the end of the bracket, so it was whatever. But it was just the funniest fucking thing. But which way are you going, Harley? The Prisoner or Welcome to the Jungle?
The Prisoner.
Thank you, fucking Jesus, baby Christ. for giving me the tiebreaker here, because fuck Guns N' Roses, The Prisoner's moving on.
Hell yeah.
It will be. It might be losing. It's gonna be losing next. It's gonna be losing in the quarterfinals. I'm pretty fucking sure. But
You got what you wanted.
oh, anytime I can take Welcome to the Jungle out of any fucking thing, I'm taking it out. But that means Phil, you get to start off the next one, and this is the ironic matchup I was talking about last round. It's number 12 versus number 11. It's Fade to Black by Metallica versus Peace Sells by Megadeth.
Fade to Black. Man, that's
And
really
Drew?
close. I had Megadeth really ranked high on that. Just so you know.
Mega fucking death.
See, this is the biggest debate in metal: is who's better, Megadeth or Metallica. But
Easily Megadeth.
I disagree 100%. But
You
Like,
take a look
our
at the
speaker just
you take a
fell
look
off
at the
the
big
table.
four, all right?
I-
Megadeth,
Hold on.
Anthrax, Metallica, Slayer. Dave Mustaine inspired 3 of those 4.
Right as Andrew was saying, easily Megadeth.
I mean, I'm just telling Drew. I'm telling you, this is the only Megadeth song in this whole bracket.
It's unplugged.
Well, I know you didn't create the brackets. Somebody
I
else
know.
did. They're
My,
incorrect.
my computer, my work computer fell off.
The general public did because it's Ranker, so the general public made these brackets. But which way you want to go, Harley? Fade to Black or Peace Sells?
Fade to Black.
Here.
And I 100%, I 100% agree with that. Making sure that Megadeth is out of this bracket completely. But
Jesus Christ.
Fade to Black is a fucking incredible song, Drew. You can't deny it. But Lisa, which way would you have gone? Fade to Black or Peace Sells?
Go.
She's trying to pick
Yeah.
up her work computer.
Well, no, I was gonna say, Phil, when Lisa puts up the camera, it looks a little bit precopious there. But
About to fall again.
Yes, I know. Fucking sorry.
I turned mine off because I was eating my wild chip. I didn't want to go into the
God damn it!
God damn it, Harley, the people of us the folks out there that want to see you eat as a fetish, come on.
These are the best
Ew.
chips.
Oh.
Or,
No, are those the fucking chicken chips?
yep.
Oh, they're fucking nasty. I fucking tried those. They're nasty. Oh,
The Nashville ones
You're
are
a
really
better
good.
option.
it tastes like fucking shredded wheat being turned into chips. It's fucking horrible.
It's too attached to something. Obviously, something's wrong.
This whole conversation there.
Okay, that's
sounds
better.
so dirty.
It does sound right during this whole conversation. I'm just saying.
It's attached to something.
It's like when my grandparent, the one time my grandpa was in the hospital when he was really old, and my grandma's with him behind the curtain trying to get him to pee to the fucking thing, and she's like, Mark, it won't fit,
Red light.
and like we're on the other side of the fucking curtain, dying laughing in Kingston Hospital, but
Okay. I think that's it.
but Lisa, you all set now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're back. Hold on. I can't find the mouse. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right. Where we at?
Lisa has to decide between Peace Sells and Fade to Black.
Oh, Fade to Black. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. Which means Fade to Black already was moving on. So the next matchup is going to be started off by Andrew. And it's the last matchup in round 2, actually. It's Ace of Spades by Motorhead versus Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
Oof. I'm gonna go Rainbow in the Dark on this one.
And Harley?
Yep.
On. I gotta agree. I'll take Motorhead out of this fucking bracket. Thank God. Yes. Rainbow in the Dark gets my vote as well. And which way you want to go, Lisa? Ace of Spades or Rainbow in the Dark?
I'm going Motorhead. I'm throwing one to Motorhead.
I mean, what woman doesn't love some good Motorhead? But
I don't know, really.
Not
a clue.
Actually,
First time I heard
I'm checking, and actually, okay, that is the only Motorhead song in this bracket as well. Just to put it out there. But which way would you have gone, Phil? Motorhead or Dio?
Motorhead.
Well, Rainbow in the Dark wins, but it's a close one. And that means that round 2 is officially over.
I'll keep doing that.
And it's time for the quarterfinals, and it's probably going to fly from here on out, I'm imagining. So, which it's not a bad thing because the wife needs my help. But
yeah, time's ticking on my end too.
It's quarterfinals. This usually flies from here on out.
Full court press. That's good.
Yeah.
That means Harley starts off the quarterfinals, and it's "Lonely Is the World." I keep fucking saying that. "Lonely Is the Word" by Black Sabbath or "Zero the Hero" by Black Sabbath. So it's a Sabbath matchup.
The first one.
Yeah, no, fuck that with a red hot poker. Zero the Hero all fucking day. Who you gonna be? Who you gonna be, brother? Zero the Hero. Like fucking all day. But Lisa, which way you want to go? Lonely the Word or Zero the Hero?
I'm going with that Lonely Word.
And Phil?
I'm with you guys. Zero to Hero on this one.
And Drew, that means you're the tiebreaker between the Sabbath matchup.
Zero the Hero.
And that means Zero the Hero is the first song to move into the semifinals. And the next matchup gets started off by me. Oh, this is easy. And it's Falling Off the Edge of the World by Black Sabbath versus Wrathchild by Iron Maiden. It's an 81 matchup. And I am 100% going with fucking... I'm a fat child! So fuck yeah. But Lisa, is it Wrathchild or Falling Off the Edge of the World?
Wrathchild.
And Phil?
Sabbath.
And Drew?
Falling Off the Edge of the World.
Which means Harley's a tiebreaker. Is it Maiden or Sabbath?
Falling Off the Edge.
Which means we will have a Sabbath versus Sabbath matchup in the semifinals.
Hell yeah.
For the top half. For this side of the top half. But going down to the bottom half quarterfinals matchup to determine which one of these songs will make it to the finals for the bottom half is going to get started off by Lisa. Is it Bring Down the Heartbreak by Def Leppard or Balls to the Wall by Accept? And I just have to point out that these are the lower ranked songs. Actually, are they? No. Okay, I misspoke. These are the higher ranked songs for this part. But is it Def Leppard or Accept, Lisa?
Bringing on the Heartbreak.
And Phil?
Yep.
Drew?
I'm going to go Accept.
And Harley?
Balls to the Walls.
Which makes me the fucking tiebreaker. And I will gladly, I love both these songs with undesirable passion, but I will gladly make Balls to the fucking Wall go into the finals for the bottom half. To face whoever it may fit. I honestly don't see it beating either of the other songs on the other side in the finals, but we will see. But the other side of the quarterfinals are going to get started off by Phil, and it's Living After Midnight by Judas Priest versus Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath.
Wow. Heaven and Hell.
And Drew, as if I have to ask, but which way you want to go?
Heaven and Hell, easily.
And Harley?
Heaven and Hell.
Fuck. Did not see it happen that way with Harley, at least, but or Phil, honestly. But that means Black Sabbath does get another place. Oh, okay, so Black Sabbath gets its third place in the fucking semifinals. But I would have gone for Living After Midnight, because I fucking think that song's classic. But which way would you have gone, Lisa?
Ditto.
God damn it, Harley. But that's okay. It's not gonna beat. It's not gonna beat whoever wins the next matchup anyway. I already know that. But the next matchup gets started off by Drew. And it's Creeping Death by Metallica versus The Prisoner by Iron Maiden. The last Maiden song in this bracket.
And which Metallica song was it?
Creeping Death.
Creeping Death. Oh.
I know, this is not an easy decision.
Yeah, this is where it's getting hard.
Giggity. He said hard.
Creeping Death and what was the other one?
The Prisoner.
Prisoner. Shit.
I'm actually happy you're going first in this one. I really am.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Fuck.
I mean, it
You know
beat out
what?
Poison. It beat
I
out
am not
Poison.
prisoner. I am a free man. We're going with The Prisoner. We're gonna do it.
And Harley?
The Prisoner.
You know what? Neither of these bands has a song that's going to be going into the semifinal. Oh, actually, that's not true. It may happen in the next matchup, but I got to give it to Creeping Death because it's one of my favorite Metallica songs from that era. It really is. So, and Prisoner is not my top 10, top 20 Iron Maiden even. So, I got to give it literally the whole fucking 2008 album is my top 10, or top 20. But I got to give it to Creeping Death. I love Metallica. Actually, I love 2008 Metallica and Iron Maiden. That's the funny thing. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Megadeth.
No.
Oh, Metallica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention there.
No, I want to change my. Whoa, I want to go to Megadeth too.
But that means that.
Yeah, I went the Creeping Death, not the Megadeth.
But that means that Phil is the tiebreaker. Is it Creeping Death or The Prisoner?
Well, it's the end of the road for Iron Maiden here. Creeping Death.
Actually, are they next week? In 2 weeks ago? I don't honestly. Actually, oh yeah, they are. They're number 2. Fuck yeah. So yeah, they'll be back in 2 weeks, at least with one song, maybe more. Maybe. Well, actually. Oh yeah, they got one. Oh god. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, Iron Maiden has 5 songs in the next part. So yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. And Phil, the song you mentioned earlier is actually in next week. Is one of the 5 songs next week or in 2 weeks. But
as it should.
Are we on that one?
No, not yet. That's in 2 weeks. You guys can be in any bracket you want to. You're invited to every bracket you want to be on, Lisa. Phil, come on now.
I would like to finish this. This out.
And the next one's only 31 songs, so it'll be a lot faster. But
I would withhold because that's the day of my rotisserie draft. So there's there's a chance I won't be available, but we'll see. But that doesn't preclude you from being involved.
I mean, if Lisa's still free, Lisa.
How to get on?
Yeah.
If Lisa's still free, Lisa's still free. But
yeah.
The final matchup in the quarterfinals is in the bottom half. And it gets started off by Harley, is Fade to Black by Metallica versus Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
Fade to Black.
See, I'm going to easily give this one to Rainbow in the Dark. Because that's a fucking amazing song. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Fade to Black.
And Phil? Dio or Metallica?
I'm going to go with Fade to Black.
Oh, which means Metallica makes it into the semifinals for the bottom. Actually, the finals for the bottom half. We'll see what wins that one. I have a feeling they actually could lose that, but we'll see. And which way would you have gone, Drew? Metallica or Dio?
I would have went with the correct choice personally.
Dio? Yeah, I know. But that means that the quarterfinals are officially over, and we can go into the semifinals.
Well,
And
so Dio's gone, but he still lives on with Sabbath because they've got like 5 songs still left. So
2 at least, maybe 3. But that means the first semifinals matchup gets started off by me, and it's a Sabbath matchup. Again, it's Zero the Hero versus Falling Off the Edge of the World. And I have to give it to Zero the Hero all fucking day, every day. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Ditto.
And Phil?
Yeah, it seems like we struck a nerve with this song. Everybody seems to be really, really like Zero to Hero. You know, it edges out Falling Off the Edge of the World for me.
Which means Zero the Hero is moving into the finals for the top half. And which way would you have gone, Drew, even though you don't have the hard decision to make anymore?
Honestly, I was going to go Falling Off the Edge of the World. I think it's that much better of a song. I absolutely love Zero the Hero. I've been championing it this entire time. But Falling Off the Edge of the World is one of my top favorite Sabbath songs of all time.
And Harley, which way would you have gone?
Falling Off the Edge of the World.
Oh, so this could have been an actually interesting tiebreaker if we got that far, but I'm happy it didn't. And there is no semifinals in the bottom half, so the last semifinals matchup gets started off by Lisa, and it's Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath versus Creeping Death by Metallica.
Oh, Creeping Death.
And Phil?
Yeah, I'm not going to be as resolute as you, but yeah, Creeping Death.
I'll be as fucking.
All my Metallica scored higher than my Sabbath, so I'm sorry.
I mean, well, no, Zero the Hero scored higher than a fucking Metallica song for me, but I will gladly, if I actually took score, because I just go by memory. But I listened to this playlist for like the last day and a half, so after listening to it for a week and a half straight, and then not being able to do the fucking Brecca in the first, so I will gladly give it to Creeping Death and making Creeping Death move to the finals. Mm-hmm. And I also don't want a Sabbath versus Sabbath finals for the top part. I just don't. But which way would you have gone? Which way would you have gone?
Whoever
Drew?
You are.
Oh wait, it wasn't even my turn.
Did you just skip me?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Because it was Lisa.
No. I for some reason I went off on my own tangent. But Drew, which way you want to go?
I forget what we were even voting on.
Creeping Death versus Heaven and Hell.
Oh, Heaven and Hell.
And Harley?
Heaven and Hell.
Which gives me the tiebreaker anyway. And Creeping Death does move the fuck on. So fuck yeah. But I fucking 100% happy with this final matchup. And that means the semifinals are officially over. And that means that Phil starts out the first finals matchup here on the top half. And it's going to be Zero the Hero by Black Sabbath versus Creeping Death by Metallica.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm gonna stick with Metallica. Creeping Death.
And Drew, is it Sabbath or Metallica?
Sabbath.
And Harley?
Sabbath.
You know what? I am fine with either of these songs winning the finals in the top half. So I'm gonna give it to Creeping Death and let Lisa be a tiebreaker.
Zero to Hero versus
Creeping Death.
Oh, Creeping Death.
Which means Metallica does win the top half of this bracket, which is actually an accomplishment because it's more songs than the bottom half.
Mm.
But that means Zero the Hero goes into the third and fourth place matchup. And the bottom half of the finals is going to get started off by Drew. And I'm actually happy you're starting this off. It's Balls to the Wall by ASAP versus Fade to Black by Metallica.
We're going to go Balls to the Wall.
And Harley?
Balls to the Wall.
And I'm going to agree with that. Immediately pushing Balls to the Wall into the grand finale. because I do not want a Metallica versus Metallica finale. And that means that the third and fourth place matchup will be Metallica as well in it. But which way did you want to go, Lisa? Balls to the Wall or Fade to Black?
Metallica.
And Phil?
Mm-hmm.
We're Metallica people.
Well, they got
yeah, we're old and I'm falling asleep during podcasts.
Well, that means Metallica is in both matchups for the grand finales. And it means that the third and fourth place matchup is going to get started off by Harley. Is it Zero the Hero by Black Sabbath or Fade to Black by Metallica?
Shit.
Zero the Hero.
And I am going to have to agree with that. Drew, I'm sorry, Lisa, is it Sabbath or Metallica for the third and fourth place? Well, for third place.
Metallica.
And Phil?
I got this backwards. I'm going to go with, I love Fade to Black, but like I said, it's really that middle section, probably all of 45 seconds is what. So I'm going to stick with Zero to Hero. That's kind of the underdog song of this bracket, I think.
Well, Zero the Hero wins third place, but which way would you have gone, Drew?
I also would have went with the correct answer. Zero the Hero.
Which means the finals get started off by me. And it's going to be Creeping Death by Metallica from 84, number 16 ranked, versus number 29 ranked, Balls to the Wall by Accept from 1983. And honestly, if I'm really deciding on what's metal, I gotta go Creeping Death. But which way you want to go, Lisa?
Creeping Death.
And Phil? Balls to the Wall, Creeping Death. Ooh. And Creeping Death wins right away, first place. But which way would you have gone, Drew, since this is your bracket?
I'll also go Creeping Death.
And Harley, are we gonna have a sweep in the finals? In the grand final?
No, I'd have gone Balls to the Walls.
Usually like talking about balls. But
love them balls.
that means that,
Nice
folks.
big ones.
That means, folks, in fourth place, we have Fade to Black by Metallica from 1984. In third place, we have Zero the Hero by Black Sabbath from 1983. In second place, we have the 29 ranked song Balls to the Wall by Accept from 1983 as well. And in first place, we have Creeping Death by Metallica from 1984, the number 16 ranked song. And that means, folks, that we have two Metallica songs in the final four, and they're both from the fucking Ride the Lightning album. So that says something.
It is their best album.
And the fact that Zero the Hero, the number 76 ranked song, like literally like the third lowest ranked song in this bracket, actually made to the final four is amazing. But that's gonna do it for this time, folks. We'll be back in 2 weeks or so in exactly 2 weeks with the final 31 songs in this bracket to see who's gonna face Creeping Death in the grand finale. But Drew, where can they find you?
You can find me on all the various social medias and such, Facebook, Insta. I'm even on TikTok now. All of them at Druidus Priest. And if you look around on pretty much all of Jeremy's podcasts, you'll find me lurking too. It's like it's like a little game of Where's Waldo.
It's not my fault you won wheel spins on both of my shows recently, but it's funny that I called it the second time because I'm like, Drew won the fucking music one. He's gonna win the freaking movie one too. And yep, I was right.
The funniest thing is I sat down, I wasn't looking where I was sitting, wound up with a horseshoe up my ass, and there I was, 2 podcasts in a row.
I mean, you picked a good topic with 80s monster movies, so I can't complain.
Oh hell yeah!
But Harley, where can they find you?
On the Asylum with Harley and Joker and the Mod Squad Network. Where next week on the Asylum with Harley and Joker, we're doing 1950s podcast. Well, bracket.
True, correct, Harley. Correctly. We're doing the top 30 songs from the Billboard rankings for 1951. It's going to be interesting because we are doing all we're going through 70 years of Billboard songs on the Asylum over the next how many years it takes, but it gives us something to do, and I didn't want to burden this show with them because it's just no one's gonna pick up a year. I don't think on this show, and there's better topics. So it is what it is, and we'll do it on the Asylum. And the 50s will be interesting because I don't think I know any music from the 50s like off the top of my head really. So like maybe the one from each.
And I do. How am I not on that one?
I mean,
I've actually heard most of those songs already.
Put it this way. I literally was born as many years as I am old after 1951. So yeah. But Lisa and Phil,
that's what my mother listened to when I was growing up. So I know.
Well, Lisa, when we get to the 60s, I'll know a little bit more. But Lisa and Phil, where can they find you?
At pod, all our socials, Instagram, Facebook.
We're even on YouTube now.
Yeah, YouTube.
I can find us.
Our YouTube channel does pretty well, but we're the podcast about nothing. And,
they're a podcast about everything.
And about everything at the same time. So we do a number of different formats. We do Aaron's Audio Edibles with our charismatic friend from California, Aaron. And
we talk politics, we talk books, we talk movies.
Yeah. And we have an open invitation to you, Andrew, and to Harley. We talked to Harley about possibly coming on a future episode, but we love to break down albums.
Until tax time, I don't have much.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed your sex movies, but something came up.
We looked it over and it's like we had not seen a single one of these.
No, not one.
The first part of any movie bracket we do on that show is going to be a lot of movies no one has ever seen. And I couldn't watch at least 8 or 9 of the movies on that bracket because they're not available.
Honestly, we usually kind of cheat and do the YouTube reviews. And we couldn't find any.
A lot 8 or 9 of those movies wasn't found anywhere. So that bracket was easy because we got through the first round pretty fast because a lot of movies can be found anywhere. But people went by cover pictures alone. But you can find your musers on Facebook as Squatchy Largefoot, our bipedal Sasquatch mascot who was trained by Arcturians and Greys. You can also find us on Facebook as Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed Podcast Collective, UCubed group. And you can also find us on XXBaby and the Graham as that Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on TikTok, as long as it exists, as that Juggalo Bastard Podcast, even though we don't do anything there anymore. And you can also find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings, where all of our episodes are. The only place to watch every episode we've ever done in video form, or in any form, is YouTube. So, because Spotify sucks sometimes. But feel free to check us out there. And come back in 2 weeks to see the final 31 songs in this bracket. See who will face Creeping Death in the grand finale. And until then, have a good night, everybody, because it's been 2 hours and I'm ready to go to bed. So,